Hello viewers and welcome back. Over the past few months we've covered the best war films from the 1980s up to the 2010s. Now we're moving back yet another decade to look at the 10 best war films of the 1970s. Number 10, Tora Tora Tora. This lengthy American-Japanese co-produced blockbuster is about the Pearl Harbor attack told from the perspective of both sides. Its unique points of view were obtained by having separate film crews shoot scenes for each country, and then editing them together, portraying the blunders on both sides of the conflict. With stunning technical special effects that had to be staged with either models or reality, the film is regarded as historically accurate and even-handed, including the Japanese cast speaking in their native language. Number 9, Johnny Got His Gun.
Even if the rat was real, I couldn't knock it off because I haven't got any arms.
No arms.
I haven't got anything. I'm just like a piece of meat that keeps on living.
Johnny Got His Gun is much more of an anti-war film than it is a war film. The plot follows Timothy Bottoms, an 18-year-old who enlists during World War I only to lose his arms, legs, sight, hearing and ability to speak. The grim tale didn't attract legions of fans and likely would have been widely forgotten if not for its presence in the music video for Metallica's song, One.
You could at least tell him to put his faith in God, couldn't you?
I'll pray for him for the rest of my days. But I will not risk testing his faith against your stupidity.
Number 8, A Fistful of Dynamite. Also known as Duck You Sucker, this Sergio Leone spaghetti western / war film uses the gory Mexican Revolution as its setting, with the Spanish desert standing in for the Mexican landscape and composer Ennio Morricone transporting viewers to Irish meadows with his incredible score. A Fistful of Dynamite has Leone's bravura direction and the chemistry between Coburn and Steiger, making for a spectacular, if overlooked, war film. Number 7, Cross of Iron.
Yes, sir. This is a probe's transcript. A probe, sir? It's an average. Probe, sir. It's an attacking force.
Cross of Iron is Sam Peckinpah's anarchic and blackly comic venture through Russian territory during the long German retreat of 1943. Orson Welles personally described the drama as one of the best anti-war films he'd ever seen, and with good reason. The film is grimy and cold, where death is not glorious but wasteful, and the brown and grey colour palette are occasionally interrupted only by the splashes of red blood. The absurdity of war has never been better summarised on film. Number 6, Patton.
Americans love a winner and will not tolerate a loser. Americans play to win all the time. I wouldn't give a hoot in hell for a man who lost and laughed.
Franklin J. Schaffner's epic-scale biopic focuses on General George S. Patton's World War II experience, which is more than enough to offer a complex, nuanced, often unflattering depiction of the hard-charging general whose victories in North Africa, Sicily and elsewhere could be overshadowed by his temperament and occasional abusive incidents. This film gives room for George C. Scott's full-bodied performance to capture the complexity of a born soldier.
Magnificent bastard, I read your book!
Number 5, A Bridge Too Far.
My general says there is no point in continuing this fighting. He is willing to discuss a surrender.
Tell him to go to hell.
We haven't the proper facilities to take you all prisoner. Sorry.
Directed by Richard Attenborough, this popular war history flick follows Operation Market Garden, the Allies' risk-filled attempt in September 1944 to hasten the end of World War II by driving through Belgium and the Netherlands into Germany. The all-star ensemble cast includes James Caan, Michael Caine, Sean Connery, Gene Hackman, Anthony Hopkins, Hardy Kruger, Laurence Olivier, Robert Redford and so many more. A brilliant and epic war drama worthy of your viewing.
Right now,
I can give him a quick examination if you like.
Thank you very much, sir.
Number 4. The Ascent. More of a philosophical parable than a war film per se, this Soviet masterpiece concentrates on the spiritual combat. 2 partisans go on a foraging mission and are captured by the Nazis. One of them chooses to collaborate in order to survive, the other elects to preserve his beliefs and esteem through trial and torture, and does so if even at the cost of his own life. Larisa Shepytka was always a director of depth and steely determination, and she managed to get the best out of her cast and crew. Number 3. The Deer Hunter. The subject of controversy since its release, Michael Cimino's The Deer Hunter offered almost unbearably intense scenes of the Vietnam War at a time when mainstream movies were just beginning to touch on the still fresh subject. Robert De Niro, Christopher Walken, John Savage and John Cazale star as a group of Russian Americans from Pennsylvania whose lives are reshaped in different ways by the war. Number 2. Barry Lyndon.
It is well to dream of glorious war in a snug armchair at home, but it is a very different thing to see it firsthand.
Barry Lyndon is a gorgeous historical epic from Stanley Kubrick that depicts several major conflicts through the eyes of Irish rogue Redmond Barry, who abandons his home in Ireland in the 1750s after a dispute regarding his cousin. After a scheming highwayman steals his possessions and humiliates him, Barry decides to avoid attention by joining the British Army to fight in the 7 Years' War. Before we reveal our number 1 war film, here are some honourable mentions that just missed the list. Kelly's Heroes, Soldier of Orange, MASH, Catch-22,
Where the hell's my parachute?
Overlord. Number 1. Apocalypse Now. Francis Ford Coppola's loose adaptation of Joseph Conrad's Heart of Darkness keeps true to Conrad's use of a river journey as a trip into the most forbidding reaches of the human psyche while transposing the action to the still fresh Vietnam War. Martin Sheen stars as Captain Willard, a special ops soldier charged with ending the career of the insane Colonel Kurtz. Coppola's film is disorienting and disturbing, using Vietnam to capture the insanity of all wars.
I love the smell of napalm in the morning. You know, one time we had a hail bomb? For 12 hours, when it was all over, I walked up. We didn't find one of them, not one stinking dink body.
Thank you for watching. Have your own opinions? Leave them in the comments below and make sure you hit the subscribe button to continue the series with the 1960s in a couple of weeks' time.